It's that time again where I talk about what I read last month and tell you what I'm planning to read next month. So first and foremost, let's talk about what I read in March. And shockingly, I had a really good reading month for March. I got 3 books read, so let's talk about them. So the first book I read was, I finished Rogue One, A Star Wars Story by Alexander Freed, and I did do a video review of this, so if you want my full thoughts, you can find that video and watch, or go down to the link to my Goodreads and read my review. But yeah, I did enjoy Rogue One. I don't know why it took me so long to finish it, but I thought it was a really good representation of the film and gave me a little extra more insight into some of the characters and the relationships. And I ended up giving it 4 out of 5 stars. The next book I read was on my Kindle, and that was November 9 by Colleen Hoover. Colleen Hoover is an author I've heard a lot about. I've heard a lot of positive and a lot of negative things about Colleen Hoover, but I wanted to read, this is the one, November 9 is the one I've heard the most about, and so I wanted to read one of hers to form my own opinion, and I really enjoyed November 9. The beginning was a little rough for me because I felt Ben's character was very pushy and just kind of injected himself into Fallon's life, and I was like, who is this guy? What is happening? And it kind of put me off Ben for a little bit, and I kind of had that feeling with Ben throughout the whole book. Like, I would say, as a whole, I really liked Ben's character, but there were some moments where things he would say and the way he would react, I'd be like, that's a little unfair, or a little overdramatic. And the same thing with Fallon. I felt sometimes she was a little overdramatic too, but as a whole, like I said, I really did enjoy this. This really made me want to read more of Colleen Hoover's work, and actually, if anyone has read more of her books, what book would you recommend I read next after November 9? I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts. But I gave November 9 4.5 out of 5 stars. And the final book I read in March was The 100 by Kass Morgan, and this is the first book in her series that the CW show is based off of. Well, I guess I should say loosely based off of, because, yeah, after reading the first book, there's a lot of differences between the show and the book. I ended up giving this 3.5 out of 5 stars, and that doesn't mean it's a bad book. It's not. I really did enjoy it. It's just there was some pacing issues for me, a couple little issues. I don't understand why Finn is on the cover of this book. I mean, I understand this is the TV show cover, but Finn should not be on this cover because Finn is not in this book. But Wells is in this book, and this is Wells. What the hell? But besides that, I loved Kass Morgan's the way she built this world. I loved the character of Glass and Luke, who are not in the show, and I thought they were a really good addition. And I also liked that they were the perspective of people on the Ark, whereas all the other characters are on Earth. And that's the other thing I should have mentioned. This book is told from each chapter the different characters' point of view, and the chapters are split up for 4 characters: Clark, Bellamy, Wells, and Glass. So you get Clark, Bellamy, and Wells are on Earth, and Glass is up in space still on the Ark. So that's kind of how it's put together. The other element of the way Cass told the story is each chapter you get a flashback from each character's past. You get to learn a little bit more about the characters, find out why they were in confinement in the first place to become one of the 100 to go down to Earth, and also a little bit more about the dynamics between certain characters. Like, you get to find out more about Clark and Wells' relationship, and Bellamy and Octavia's relationship, and Glass and Luke. It's just, I really did enjoy it, and I couldn't give it a 4. It just didn't feel like a 4 to me, but 3.5 is what I gave it. This is a really solid start to the series, and I definitely want to read more, because the ending's kind of a cliffhanger, and I'm like, I need this as the second book. I need it now. So that was all that I read in March. So now I'm going to move on to April, and I feel like I'm hoping April can continue to be a good reading month like March was, but I'm being a little ambitious for April. Because for April, I'm going to try and read the Legend series by Marie Lu. I have all 3 books in the trilogy. Now, I read Legend on my Kindle back in 2014, I believe, and I read Prodigy on my Kindle, I think either 2015 or 2016, I'm not sure, I'd have to look on my Goodreads, but I have yet to read Champion. So basically what I decided to do, I was going to make April a Legend month, and so I'm right now in the process, I'm rereading Legend. I'm only on page 12, but hopefully I can get this done quick. But yeah, I'm going to finish Legend, then reread Prodigy, and then read for the first time Champion, and finally finish the Legend series. Also, side note, I still maintain one of the best things about, besides the fact that all these covers are amazing looking, I think they're all gorgeous, especially Champion. But my favorite thing about this series is still the fact that each chapter is told from a different character's point of view. Between Day and June, it flips. But I love the fact that on Day's chapter, it's a different colored font. You can't see it that well with Legend, but like, this is June's chapter. The font is normal black. And then see, here's Day's chapter. Like I said, you can't really tell, you can't see the gold, but it's supposed to match the gold, the cover. So like with Legend, Day's chapters are gold, like the cover of Legend. Like Prodigy, like I said, yeah, see, June's chapters are in black. But Day's chapters, the font is blue, like the cover of Prodigy. And then once again in Champion, you'll see it a lot better with Champion. Once again, June's chapters are in black, and Day's chapters are red, like the cover of Champion is red. So that's honestly one of my favorite things about this series, is the fact that Day's chapters are always matches the color, the main color of the books. But yeah, this is the goal for April. We're going to try to read the Legend Trilogy by Marie Lu. We'll see if we can. So, quick recap. Read 3 books in March: Rogue One, The 100, and November 9 on my Kindle. And the plan for April is to read the Legend Trilogy by Marie Lu. So, yeah, that is what I read in March and what I'm planning to read in April. Tell me down below what you read last month and what you're planning to read in April. And like I said earlier, if you read Colleen Hoover's books, please recommend another one for me to read, because I honestly don't know. I've only heard any fuss about November 9, so that's why that was the first one I read. But I really would like to know which one you guys think I should read next. So that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed, and like, favorite, comment, subscribe. Until next time. Bye, guys!